Turbans and Trust has come about where we're trying to demystify the Sikh turban. One way we can do that is by allowing people to have a turban tied on them. A turban for me has probably two aspects to it. One is a very deep spiritual significance. The practical aspect is, which is very important for Sikhs, is identity. The turban isn't exclusively Sikh. There are many faiths, cultures, backgrounds which have head coverings or turbans, and each one of them deserve the same amount of respect that's given to a Sikh turban. So we'd like to see Turbans and Trust cut across all those ethnicities and backgrounds, so we can get that message out there that we're not very different. We're all the same, we're all one. A lot of people look at my turban and say, what's under there? They want to know, and I'd just like to get it out in the open and say that it's really just hair, and under that you've got a lot of commitments and a high moral standing that Sikhs like to adhere to. I suppose when somebody allows their head to be handled by somebody else, there is an element of trust that goes into that. So just for someone to say, yes, I would love to have a turban tied on me, is really something we treat with a lot of respect, and I think as part of giving that respect we get trust. That's where the second part of our initiative comes from. We've got turbans and trust, so hopefully the trust will flow from the tying of the turbans and gaining some awareness while we tie those turbans. A lot of people look at me and go, that guy can't be Australian, but when I look at myself in the mirror I see something that is very Australian. A lot of people these days don't realise that Sikhs have been in Australia for at least 150 years, but in contemporary Australia I see turbans as a beacon of hope for people who can see a multicultural Australia, people who can see Australia being formed by many cultures, many faiths, different ethnic backgrounds.
Es muy interesante conocer otras culturas.
Recently we had an event where a lot of people got turbans tied on them, and there was actually a lot of women who wanted to get a turban tied. They were quite surprised to learn that women can get a turban tied on them, because in Sikhism women and men are all given equal status.
I thought it was something associated with men, so I thought, am I meant to be doing this?
I want that one. I think girls should wear them too.
Did you learn anything about Sikhs today?
Yes, they said it's part of the religion, and then both men and women can wear this as a part of their religious belief.
What's your religion?
Islam. I'm a Muslim.
Right, from Malaysia?
Indonesia.
Indonesia, right.
Yes.
Okay.
This is the first time we come outside and let other communities know how do we tie turban, and it's a really good experience, because it's really innocence and love come outside when they want to know something which they don't know. We are here from last 150 years. We are in South Australia. We fought in Anzacs with the diggers in the Gallipoli War, and 357 Sikhs died there. So that's a great thing to know. While people think we are differently, but as they know, explore their history, they will find us on the page already.
One of the fundamental beliefs for Sikhism, or Sikhi as it's called, is equality and unity. The Guru Granth Sahib, our holy scripture, doesn't start with a word, it starts with a number, and that number is 1. And that is one thing that Sikhism truly stands for, which is that all human beings are equal. They should be all given a fair go, and that's why I don't see a difference between being a Sikh and an Australian. You can either be a Sikh Australian or an Australian Sikh. They complement each other. Our hope is Turbans and Trust isn't just a Sikh initiative. We would like to see it as Sikhs championing this change in thought across Australia. However, we would like to see all communities respected equally. That is a Sikh concept. I suppose it's a concept across all cultures and faiths.
It's amazing how it's a minute that I've had this on, and it's just amazing how much you just Yeah,
grow, don't you?
You know
You
what
grow
their
from the
culture's all
experience.
about, and
Okay.
but I feel a part of something that's greater than my original views. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it. It feels really comfortable and makes you feel safe and secure. I want to keep it forever.
I see Turbans and Truss, being a national initiative, so we hope to see it being coming up in fairs and festivals, government offices even around Australia, as a way to break down those barriers. Once that's happened, I think it's going to turn out to be an international success, where we're going to see turbans tied around the world, and I can see it really taking off.